You're watching NBC, America's late night leader.
It's The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, featuring Kevin Eubanks and The Tonight Show Band. And me, I'm Ed Hall. Tonight, Jay welcomes Yoko Ono. From Fox News, Shepard Smith. The music of Ben Harper. And Jay at The Today Show. And now, Jay Leno.
Welcome to The Tonight Show. I'm Jay Leno. Katie Couric is off tonight. As you know, Katie Couric and I switched places yesterday. Boy, that was a lot of fun. I had a great time in New York. And, you know, Katie is really great. I never really hung out with her before, but I hung out with her over the weekend. And, you know, we have a lot in common, Katie and I. We both work for NBC. We're both on TV every day. We both work with a guy with a really bad haircut. You know, we have that thing.
Really?
You know, yeah, because Matt's got that Kev thing going.
Wait. Yeah. No, man, don't do that.
Actually, and she left some stuff behind her. You know, it's interesting. In her dressing room, this was her, I guess, her to-do list. You know, I don't do this, but a lot of people make a list of things they have to do. And I just thought it was interesting when you look at Katie's. Okay, number one is kind of interesting. Fight colon cancer. Can you see that? I thought it was good. Number two, host Tonight Show. I thought, oh, that's, okay, she's done that. Number three is kind of interesting. Nail Brad Pitt. I thought that was interesting. And, you know, she's really ambitious. Show number 4. Look at this. Take over world. And, of course, the last one, again, nail Brad Pitt again. You know, I thought she yeah, you know. And, you know, and boy. And she looked good, didn't she?
She looked real good,
She looked
man.
really, yeah. I know.
She looked real good.
She looked, I never saw her dressed so sexy, you know. She had the whole sexy thing kind of going. But she said something last night I thought was interesting. Well, show her a piece of tape from her monologue last night.
For all you people from L.A. who've never seen them before, these are actually real.
So I thought, you know, now like everyone else, you know, I laughed at that. I thought it was funny. Then, you know, I was in her dressing room today, you know, just getting all that potpourri crap out of there. Anyway, I was in her dressing room, and I thought, and I found, I didn't show you, what? I found these. Okay, just kind of
You should try them, Jay.
Huh?
You should try them. They might work.
About as close as you're going to get. I'll put them in your dressing room there. You know, I thought about that. You know, gee, I'm thinking, what could be more embarrassing than that for Katie? You know?
Okay, you had to explain that one. Was that yours or hers?
I guess Katie had those Chippendale guys here last night.
Okay.
Yeah, you catch on fast.
I didn't know.
What else happened? Oh, I guess you know on the Today Show, Matt Lauer. Now, he's changing places with a New York City cab driver. The cab driver will sit in for Matt. Matt's going to drive the cab, which should be fun. And listen to this. They were actually able to find a cab driver who spoke English. Can you imagine that? Yeah, it took quite a while. I tell you, I had a scary moment in Manhattan. You know, I went in at like 5 in the morning. That's when you have to get to the Today Show. So I'm in the cab, you know, on the dashboard. You know where the driver has the card with his ID? Had the 7 of clubs where his photo should have been. It caught me off guard from there, you know. It's real frightening, real frightening. And over the weekend, Lakers coach Phil Jackson traded places with Dick Cheney. You probably heard about that. Yeah. I guess Phil Jackson, he's okay now, but he had some kind of heart trouble, had angioplasty for a blockage of his arteries. Listen to this. They actually called in the coach of the Clippers. Really? Not to coach the team, you know, as a heart donor in case something happened to Phil. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing by, just in case.
Oh, yeah.
Thought they would have gotten a little bit more. Anyway, Phil actually called the Lakers locker room at halftime during the game. He managed the hospital, called during halftime, then immediately, right after the game, called again right after the game. In fact, you know what he said when he called that after the game? Don't tell me he won. I'm taping it. I'm taping it. See, guys always say that if you call in the game. No, I'm taping it. Hard to get back in the groove, you know? A couple of hours as a serious journalist, you lose your... kind of throws your mojo off, you know what I'm saying?
Whoa, we don't want to do that, no.
And the former Iraqi Minister of Information has gotten a new job. He's the new fact checker for the New York Times. How many of you read the New York Inquirer? Times. How many read the Times? I love this story. It seems a reporter from the New York Times, Jason Blair, that was his name, has been forced to resign after he revealed made up hundreds of articles, plagiarized, just made stuff up in the New York Times. Do you think they've lowered their standards? You see, how can this happen? Well, give me this. Here's today's Time. You know the masthead. What does it say? All the news that's fit to print. No, well, see what it says now? Look, can you get up there? Look, if I'm lying, I'm dying. That's, And the LA Daily News reporting that older homeless people here in the San Fernando Valley are really resentful and upset that newer homeless people are moving in and taking their place. That shows you what a youth-oriented city this is. Even homeless people are being replaced by younger, better-looking homeless people. I'm sorry, we need a younger homeless guy. I'm sorry, better-looking homeless people in here. And Vermont Senator James Jeffers is being called a hero today after he chased down a teenager who stole a wallet from his daughter-in-law on Capitol Hill. Boy, how fat are our kids getting when they're being run down by 68-year-old senators? You know, when a teenager can't outrun a 68-year-old senator, what is that? Please, well, look at this. Here's the amazing part. At one point, Jeffers yelled, "Stop, thief," and 200 congressmen just froze. Froze in their tracks. And Bob Wise, the Democratic governor of West Virginia, has issued a statement saying he cheated on his wife and his family. Now, in West Virginia, isn't that the same thing? That's terrible, though. It's a lovely, lovely state. It's a fine state. It's a fine, fine state. And today, government officials unveiled a new design and new colors for the $20 bill. See, the Bush administration doesn't have an economic plan, but if you do wind up with some money, it'll be prettier and more stylish. So why are we doing? Has anybody ever here turned down the old 20? No, I don't like the design. I'm sorry. No, the old one works fine. Did y'all have a nice Mother's Day? Yeah, I guess I'll tell you that. Kind of a sad time for William Bennett. He lost his mother earlier this year in a poker game. Yeah. Takes a while to get the mojo back. Come. And according to a Norwegian study, good-looking criminals are more likely to get off with lighter sentences. What does he call criminals like that here in L.A.? Celebrities. Oh, speaking of that, listen to this. What's happened to this guy? He's a good actor. Tom Sizemore, you know, the actor Tom Sizemore was in Private Ryan. Arrested again last week, this time accused of threatening Heidi Fleiss, and he is under orders not to contact her. Boy, how sleazy are you when you're not even allowed to talk to Heidi Fleiss? I mean, how bad is that? I'm sorry. And a lawyer in San Francisco, this is why people love California, a lawyer in San Francisco suing to ban the sale of Oreo cookies because he says they're dangerous to the health of children. I'm going to rather ban the lawyer, keep the Oreos. Yeah. He says they contain trans fat. You heard the trans fat? Sounds like a really bad airline, doesn't it? Trans fat. Yeah, come on board that trans fat airline. You buy 2 seats. Trans fat airlines. Didn't Knight Rider drive one of those, a black trans fat airline? No, well, who thinks Oreos are good for you? What are you, nuts? Anyway. But, you know, it's amazing, because if this suit is successful, California will be the only state in the country where people are smoking medical marijuana legally, but you go to jail if you bite into the Oreo afterward. Stupid thing. And health officials in China have closed down a restaurant after they discovered that workers in the kitchen were cleaning the dirty dishes with old underpants. Gee, it's hard to believe the SARS virus started there, isn't it? Gee, hard to believe. Washing dishes with old underpants. Thank God they weren't making soup. That's all I can say. Gee, think a single guy owned that restaurant? Huh? What do you think? Well, tonight on the news, they just said this on CNN. Investigators said the restaurant will remain closed until an investigation can be completed. What investigation? They're washing dishes with old underpants. It's closed. Well, that's one restaurant you don't want to find a hair in your food, huh? Please. Thank you. Please. Please. Horrible. Thank you. Thank you. I tell you, this SARS epidemic has really swept through China. Every time I turn the news, they show Chinese people wearing these masks. Everybody's wearing masks. That's got to be tough, trying to live and work wearing a mask all the time. Unless, of course, you're a Chinese ventriloquist. Then your job's easier. Hey, little Timmy. Hey, dude. Hey, how are you today? Good. Okay, Mr. Johnson. That is great. Well, then you got the greatest job in the world. There, yeah.
I like that joke.
Well, thank you. And a new sing-along version of The Wizard of Oz is coming to Broadway, and MC will lead the audience through the movie's classic songs and award prizes for the best costume. The show makes stops in Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and then goes to San Francisco for eternity. Let's go for an eternity. We'll just stay there. And according to ESPN magazine, an Amish woman in Indiana was seriously injured recently in a horse-drawn buggy drag race. How many times does this have to happen before someone steps in? These Amish are out of control. Trying to live peaceful lives, they come racing around it. Speeds up to 19 miles an hour, and those stupid horses. Well, it looks like Mary Jo and Joey Buttafuoco getting a divorce. It's always the ones you least suspect, isn't it? Yeah. I think Mary Jo felt that Joey was ignoring her. After all, it's been more than 8 years since anyone tried to shoot her in the head. Just kind of felt a little left out. Folks, when we come back, I'll show you my day at the Today Show and Yoko Ono. Say hello to Kevin Eubanks.